Okay. Thank you for sharing that. That's very, very important that you mentioned family and the community showing support as well. Um, Now, I wanted to ask you, do you have any other lupus events or other things that you do in the community in relation to lupus? I know in, what was that, 2019, we actually collaborated on an event at the East Cleveland Public Library, and we did
Yes.
the vision boards. And, that was really like my first introduction to lupus. It was a very fun filled and exciting event. And maybe I could share some pictures and some of the video footage in the
Okay.
interview so the viewers can see. We had kids, we had young adults, we had parents, older people, and it was truly amazing. And I appreciate you for that. If you could talk about that and maybe some of the other events that you have put together.
Oh yes, definitely. Thank you again for being a great support in this situation too. As far as the events before the pandemic hit, I was trying to move around the city, and one of the biggest things I was having fun with, like you mentioned, was the vision board party. I did held one at the East Cleveland Library, and it was really fun. So I also had hosted one for a fundraiser, and I was able to uh, raise a nice amount of money that kept me going around. Also, during that time, I hosted a showcase where some young gentlemen they came out and they performed and helped me raise money. And they were just local artists, and they really
Mm.
did a good job. And once again, I was overwhelmed with the turnout with that too, because it's like you. It's hard to get people to support your mission, but when you actually see people supporting your mission, you think you're ready for it, but you're really not ready for it. So it takes you by surprise. As of last year, we all know once COVID hit, everything got shut down, so we wasn't able to host another walk. But I'm a guarantee you next year I am planning to do another walk. But last year, even though the pandemic was in place, what I did is I took some balloons down at Edgewater Park, our local beach area, and I released some balloons. And the reason why I did that for all lupus warriors who gained their wings as butterflies, and also for the ones that were still here. And that also was amazing. So basically, I also joined different events in the community, far as they would have health fairs around the city, and I would definitely go out there in the community and spread awareness as far as giving away pamphlets and brochures and information. But as of for this year, I just been doing a lot of things on the internet, like social media, Facebook. I have one room called Spoon Therapy on Facebook, and I get on there and I share things about myself. Also, Kim gets on there with me, and we just educate people who's in there. A lot of people do not speak up, but they may not know it. I can see them peeking in because social media, as the administrator, they let you know who's there. So
Right,
I
right.
thank those who's just peeking in. If they're not ready to talk about it, it's okay. Also, I was blessed last year or the year before to meet a young lady in South Africa. So it was amazing that I was able to connect even out the country and was able to send her information about stepping with a vision from America to South Africa. So I'm connecting not only here in the state, to be able to connect outside of the states into another country is amazing also.
Now I have a question about the color purple. Is that like the official color for lupus awareness, or is that just a color that you like?
No, it's definitely official color for lupus awareness. But there's so many different shades of purple that people use. This is just one shade that I like because uh, purple to me symbolizes royalty. Power to
Okay.
me is bold. It's not too much you're gonna miss about it. And basically, I just want to make sure I stick with the whole thing so people will know when they see the purple, it is about lupus awareness.
Okay, okay. So I got another question. So outside of the lockdown, has the pandemic affected your health, like as far as like wearing a mask or social distancing or getting vaccinated? Are those things affecting lupus?
Um, it may be affecting others, so I'm not gonna say no. But for me, During this whole pandemic, to answer, no, I did not get the vaccine. But what am I doing to stay safe? First of all, I appreciated the pandemic in so many ways because it gave me an opportunity to know myself even more. But now I don't have to make up an excuse when I'm tired and don't want to go in a crowd of people and they just don't understand that. Now I can say, hey, I have an immune disorder and I don't need to be in crowds. So it gave me a chance for more self-awareness. I wear my mask when I'm out. Basically, when everything was going on, I did not go anywhere without the mask. And I did not go traveling to people's houses because my safety is first, my health is first. So basically, I stayed away from the public much as I could. I worked and went right back home.
Now, for me, watching America actually realize what people with autoimmune disorders and diseases, because the medication that we take, it lowers our immune system. So it brought reality for everybody else that didn't have to deal with what we deal with on a daily basis. Because half of us that suffer from lupus or take chemo or certain types of medication that lower your immune system, we've been living COVID.
Yes.
We're welcoming y'all
into the world
that we live in, because whether or not we still had to, the flu, a cold, all of that will put us in the hospital. So it just made people realize, okay, so they is for real. They can't be around nobody. Like, it gave them more awareness, because like when people tell people like, hey, you can't do that around me, don't come around me if you're not feeling well, and people would take it lightly. So for me, I thank God COVID happened, because it brought awareness and everybody is more careful about what they're doing, what they're touching. They're practicing hygiene that should have been.
And to piggyback off of what Kim said about living with lupus, one thing for sure, and I'm sure those who's going to view this and that are living with lupus, they can agree. The symptoms that they put out there for COVID is my life. I walk around feeling like I have pneumonia for no reason. I'm talking to you right now, and the air conditioner is on in this room, and I have something that's called Raynaud's, and it's flaring right now. My fingertips are purple because I'm cold, and it's probably 70 degrees, 75 degrees outside now. So, like she said, the things that people is experiencing definitely is what we go on a daily. I have unknown fevers for no practical reason. I can get up, I can go out and have a good time. By the time I get in the house for the evening, I'm burning up with a fever. So this is my daily life. What COVID has brought to America is what us lupus patients and probably other people with autoimmune disorders deal with. We have the feeling of pneumonia all the time. And like she said, the one drug, hydrochloroquine, that they put all over America. That's why the Lupus Foundation of America stepped in and said, hey, before you go out there and make people want to go harbor over this drug, make sure our lupus patients receive their medication. We were put on a priority list only because the Greater Foundation and Lupus Foundation of America went out there and stepped up for us to make sure the pharmaceutical companies make sure these patients get this medication. Because I even had people and I know it was all fun and jokes, but when they found out that the medication that I take was the medicine they using for the pandemic, I started getting calls like, hey, cousin, I know you got that medicine over there. Come save us. And I know they was doing it all in fun, but even the fun jokes was true. Us lupus patients supposedly had the miracle drug, but I'm not giving my medicine out. I gotta live. Sorry, cousins. I have to still live after this. So basically, like she said, it made America more aware. And as of today, we're letting you know the symptoms that they put out there for COVID, fever, flu-like symptoms, it's my life. So that's what we want to add to the COVID.
I truly appreciate you two queens sharing your stories with us. So I want to ask you, do you have any upcoming events, any plans for 2022 in terms of stepping with a vision and working with people with lupus?
Definitely in 2022 we're going to proceed with, hopefully that the COVID thing is all settled down, people vaccinated, or if not, we'll still be wearing masks just to be safe. But I am ready to open back up the support groups, especially starting next year. And definitely we're planning our walk since we had to miss it almost 2 years in a row now. Right. Next year we want to come with a bang. So Stepping with a Vision nonprofit organization will be hosting their second annual Lupus Walk, and it will be more information out there as we go. But we will continue to work in the community, go out to the homeless shelters where our sisters and brothers are, and share a meal with them. I'm gonna definitely keep bringing awareness on social media, where I can be found at Stepping with a Vision on Instagram, Katrina's Vision on Facebook, and also Spoon Therapy on Facebook.
All right. Thanks everybody for tuning in for another episode of Taye Speaks. Until next time, family. Peace.
Thank you. Thank you.